When you think of New York, do you picture a city packed with cabs and screeching sirens? Aside from all of the buildings, clubs, and people in the big city, New York has another aspect to it. New York has numerous distinct attractions, and being one of the world's biggest cities, it's got a plethora of iconic landmarks at every turn, with never enough time to visit them all. Many of the top places to see in New York are within walking distance of one another, and are only a short train journey away, making touring through this city a breeze. And that's why, in today's video, we're going to be discussing 13 of these incredible places, and their history, and why you absolutely need to visit them. So, if you want to make the most of your next trip to New York City, and be mesmerized by how breathtaking New York City truly is, you definitely need to stick around to the end of the video, because you just can't afford to miss these top-rated New York attractions. TravelGoals brings you the best in travel destinations, travel tips, and accommodations around the world. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and maybe hit that bell icon too. And without further ado, let's dive right into the video. Number 13, the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty, America's most iconic landmark, tops the bucket list of every first-time visitor to New York. It was France's gift to the United States. Built in 1886, it is a spectacular symbol of freedom, and one of America's greatest attractions. It is 152 feet tall from base to torch and weighs around 450,000 pounds, making it one of the world's tallest monuments. The statue can be observed from land, with incredibly nice views from Battery Park on Manhattan's southern point. To properly enjoy the Statue of Liberty, however, a short boat ride to Liberty Island and up-close views is highly recommended. Number 12, New York City's Central Park. A stroll, a pedal, or a carriage ride through Central Park's crisscrossing pathways should be on everyone's New York City bucket list. This massive park, which is a half-mile broad and 2.5 miles long, contributes to making New York such a lovely and pleasant city. Apart from being a terrific spot to get some fresh air, Central Park contains several attractions, the majority of which are free. And that makes it one of the unique, inexpensive things to do in New York City. The Strawberry Fields, the Belvedere Castle, Central Park Zoo, and the lake are among some of the most famous tourist attractions. Number 11, Top of the Rock and Rockefeller Center. Rockefeller Center is on practically every tourist's itinerary as in regards to New York attractions. The centerpiece of this massive entertainment and commercial complex in the heart of Manhattan is the 70-story 30 Rockefeller Plaza, an Art Deco-style skyscraper with magnificent views of Manhattan from the iconic observation deck. And at the top of the rock, there are 3 levels to the deck, as it's termed. Day or night, the scenery from the inside and outdoor viewing areas is stunning. Skating on the outdoor rink at the base of the tower is a popular winter activity in New York City, and it's a great activity for couples and families alike. From October to April, the rink is always accessible. A large Christmas tree is placed in front of the ice rink after Thanksgiving, illuminating the facility for the holiday season. Many people journey to New York in December just to witness this glamour. The iconic bronze sculpture of Atlas before the International Building is another item of interest in the neighborhood. It's a very popular photographic subject. Number 10, Museum of Modern Art. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, known as the Met, was established in 1870 and is one of the most prominent museums in the United States. The Metropolitan Museum of Art's permanent exhibition has approximately 2 million items of art spanning 5,000 years. The Met Fifth Avenue is the centerpiece of the museum, which has 3 locations: arms and armor, American ornamental arts, Egyptian arts, musical instruments, apparel, pictures, and so much more are among these collection highlights. Exhibitions expose the audience to some of the world's greatest masterpieces. Another standard New York museum is the Met Cloisters, which is situated in Fort Tryon Park on the northern side of Manhattan. This branch of the Metropolitan Museum of Art concentrates on European medieval art and architecture and is situated in an impressive complex built around ancient cloisters and cathedrals and mansions. Number 9, the Building of the Empire State. The Empire State Building is a prominent landmark and popular tourist interest in New York City. Before the One World Trade Center skyscraper stood 41 years later, this 102-story, 381-meter structure was the world's tallest. When it first began in 1931, the Empire State Building, which was crowned with an airship mooring tower, became a major landmark for New York City. The Empire State Building has 2 towers, both of which give amazing perspectives. On clear days, you can see up to 80 miles into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Connecticut, which are all nearby. The city's tallest open-air observation deck, the 86th floor observatory, 1,050 feet to be exact, is what most tourists want to see when they visit the Empire State Building. If it looks familiar, that's because this location has been used in several films and television series. Number 8. Natural History Museum of the United States of America. The Natural History Museum of America is one of New York City's greatest museums for a family visit, and it's got something exciting for basically everyone. 8 permanent display halls highlight everything fascinating about our planet's natural environment, from the environment and animals to science and fossils. Special exhibits are often held in the museum for a limited time. One of the current exhibits worth visiting is one on sharks, which features models of these incredible creatures that you can touch. The extraordinary 22-carat Okavango blue diamond is another remarkable exhibit. A stroll around the Butterfly Conservatory is a must-do on any visit. You'll share the area with 500 flying butterflies in this warm and humid building regulated by climate. Number 7. Manhattan's Times Square. Times Square, which is lined with massive, brightly illuminated billboards and displays, is the place to be in the evenings in New York, but it's exhilarating at any time of the day, to be honest. New Year's Eve celebrations in New York and the renowned ball drop at midnight take place here, and the square and surrounding streets are all packed with people every time. Times Square is exciting and always packed with people, yet it has its unique attraction. The bleachers are also a fantastic location to relax and take in the scenery. If you've got satisfied with sitting on the bleachers and want to do something as exciting as a couple or as a family perhaps, head over to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. With the astonishingly lifelike wax sculptures depict New York City landmarks such as Broadway cast members Jimmy Fallon and the set of The Tonight Show, and plays where you can dress up and participate. The glass dome of the structure protrudes over Times Square, providing spectacular vistas. Number 6. Bridge of Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Bridge is one of the city's most famous monuments, with its Gothic-shaped arcs and suspension cables inspiring generations of poets, musicians, and painters. This historic bridge, which connects Manhattan and Brooklyn across the East River, was the first steel suspension bridge in the world when it opened in 1883. Many ferries on the eastern side of Manhattan offer views of it, but the best way to see it is to hop on and take a tour or a stroll across the Brooklyn Bridge. Beautiful views of the East River, the Statue of Liberty, and Manhattan can be enjoyed from the bridge. Number 5. The Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue is one of America's most famous shopping streets, and it encompasses several of the world's most well-known designers' flagship business areas. This upscale boulevard is lined with Tiffany, Cartier, Bergdorf Goodman, the iconic Apple Store, Fifth Avenue, and, of course, Saks Fifth Avenue, among many others. Non-shoppers will still appreciate a stroll down Fifth Avenue. The ideal region is between 60th Street and 40th Street, which runs roughly from the southern part of Central Park to the Public Library in New York. Located on Fifth Avenue, there is St. Patrick's Cathedral. The towers at the front are over 100 meters high. It's one of the city's most spectacular architectural sites. Number 4. Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. If you're planning on seeing a performance of the ballet, symphony, or opera, you'll almost certainly spend an evening visiting the Lincoln Center. Dancers, musicians, and all kinds of artists aspire to perform on one of the center's 30 interior and outdoor stages. The Lincoln Center encompasses the New York Philharmonic, Lincoln Center Theater, New York City Ballet, the Juilliard School of Music, the Metropolitan Opera, and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra. There's a good chance you'll see a performance during your stay. Aside from live performances, the Film at Lincoln Center screens cutting-edge films every day. Number 3. One World Trade Center plus 9/11 Memorial Museum. With a height of 541 meters, the One World Trade Center, which is opened in 2014, is again the tallest building in New York. Make sure to stop by the 9/11 Memorial Museum to see the old collapsed Twin Towers and commemorate the victims. Located at the summit of the One World Trade Center building is a 1,776-foot observation deck. A portion of the attraction is the elevator to the top. As you climb, the surrounding panels depict the evolution of New York, from a rural area to a modern metropolis. This glass structure, visible from all around the city, is a one-of-a-kind edifice on the Manhattan skyline, with angles that give it a distinctive view. The tower appears pyramidal when viewed from near the base and straight up. Number 2. The Frick Collection. The Frick Collection is a museum in New York City that houses an exhibition. Concerning New York City's museums, the Frick Collection ranks first in regards to atmosphere. Henry Clay Frick, who had the mansion erected to display his art collection, gave out the building and the original collection, which are housed in an early 1900s mansion. The artwork is elegantly displayed in 16 galleries, which comprise a combination of porcelain, furniture, and paintings. Rembrandt, Monet, El Greco, Bellini, and other well-known artists have paintings on show. The compilations are not organized by date, artist, or nation, but rather in a more haphazard manner that is intended to be enjoyable. A lovely covered garden court with tropic plants and a central pond surrounds the rooms. Number 1. Library of the City of New York. The main branch of the public library in New York was created in the Beaux Arts style by architects Carrere and Hastings. The library, with its spectacular rooms, is a popular local attraction that has appeared in numerous films and television series. Stephen A. Schwartzman Building is the official name of the main branch, which is also known as the Main Branch. It was a huge hit when it first debuted in 1911. The central reading room is 2 city blocks long, and the periodicals room contains 10,000 current magazines. To say the least, this location's collection is massive. So what are your thoughts on these spectacular places in New York? Do share them in the comment section below. Also, if you have any other topics you'd like us to cover, then just let us know in the comment section below as well. We'd love to hear from you. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for more videos like this. We got a lot of content coming your way, so stay tuned. And we'll see you in the next one. Later.